every ritual archetype needs their gimmick. It might be you flip summon, it might be that you use spirit monsters, or it might be that you don't have any ritual spells. That is Megalith right here. All of its little monsters have effects on summon, ritual summon, and have an effect to ritual summon. Yes, the ritual monsters themselves, have a way to use them to ritual summon. Feel here. On summon, you get to mimic the level of a ritual monster named Graveyard, and as a quick effect, you can ritual summon from your deck. You still have to tribute monsters from your hand or field, whose total level equals or exceeds the level you want in which to summon, but still. Then you have Haggith, which sounds like organ meat. I'm not sure if that's correct. You can correct me if I'm wrong. On summon, adds a Megalith spell trap from your deck to your hand, and lets you ritual summon, but not from your deck this time. And it's spell speed 1. Then we have Ulthriel, which sounds like an angel, and looks like an angel. On summon, lets you add a monster from your deck to your hand, except copies of itself, Megalith monster. And same ritual effect as the last one. Spell speed 1, summon from your hand. Then we have Ouch, which on summon, draw a card and discard 1. Quick effect, you get to ritual summon from you. Although with those last 3, you do have to include the monster that activates effect to ritual summon. So if you want to use Ouch's effect, you have to use Ouch. If you want to use Haggis effect, you have to use Haggis. Now let's go into the big monsters. All of the big monsters are level 8. They all share an effect where you can discard them. You can discard it to ritual summon a Megalith ritual monster from your hand. By trading monsters from your hand or field as total level goes or exceeds, blah blah blah. This lets you actually get these ones on the field, because the level 4s and 2 actually needs to be on the field to use their effects. Flag makes it so all your monsters gain 300 attack and defense for every ritual monster in your graveyard. And this one doesn't sound like an angel, but definitely looks like an angel. Then we have Astrotron. I think that's something like that, which sounds like a transformer. It has the same ritual mechanic as the last one, and if one of your when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card you control, you can place one ritual monster from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck, and if you do, they get the activation, and if you do that, destroy it. So, if your opponent tries to target you with anything, you can just take a card from your graveyard and put it back. It is a hard one to return, but that's fine. And then we have Porthor, which sounds like a demon, and looks like a demon. Is this archetype angelic? I don't know. It has the same sort of summoning mechanic for the level 8s. If this card is ritual summoned, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of ritual monsters in your graveyard with different names, and destroy them. So, if you have 5 in your graveyard, you get to destroy 5 of your opponent's cards. That's not bad. So far, what we have is a pretty decent set of resource loops with Haggith, Ophiel, and Ouch. And we can also use Phil for a little bit of support. Then we can get the Flag here for a little bit of beatdown, and we use Behemoth here for make sure our opponents have resources. So far, we have a bunch of this. But we have 4 more cards. Unformed, the quick play spell card. You would choose one of 2 effects. Either all your monsters your opponent controls lose fighter attack for each ritual monster in the field until the end of the turn. So you can have a maximum of negative 2,500. Or you can ritual summon a Megalith ritual monster from your deck in defense position by trading a monster from your hand or field whose total level equals exactly twice its level. So, for example, you can tribute one of your level 4s for a level 2. And that's how you actually start to begin your combo line. Next, we have Portal, which is a video game. But also it looks angelic. The first time each of your rich monsters would be destroyed by battle, once per turn, per monster, they're not. If a Megalith monster is special summoned, you can target a rich monster in graveyard and add it back to your hand. You can do that one once per turn. Hard ones. And then we have Megalith Promotion, which takes a level 4 or lower Megalith monster you control and doubles its level until the end of the turn, even if this card leaves the field. Hard ones per turn on that. And then we have Emergence. You can target a Megalith monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense mission, but put it at the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. Even if this card leaves the field, hard ones per turn. Everything else, when I found funny when going through the archetype, everything seems, their names and appearance just look angelic. They're bird-like, they're all white, sort of. And then you just get to the monsters and it's Promotion, Emerge. But anyway, the archetype itself has a massive resource loop. Your main goal is to get through these as quickly as possible so you can just get a whole bunch of resources. Ouch makes it so if you have a card in your hand you don't want, just draw it and hope you can get a better one. Orthro makes it so you get to add a Megalith monster when you take your hand, and Hagith will make sure you have a spell trap. And then Phil will always make sure you have the exact monster you need. And then your big monsters are there to make sure that actually you have a way to use those resources to win the game. Now, every deck, there's a problem with it, like most ritual decks. And it's not that you actually need a ritual spell, because the monsters are the ritual spells, which slows it down by a lot. It's really difficult to start it. So, if you have 5 cards in your starting hand, and if you have cards next to you, physically grab your cards if you need to visualize. You have 5 cards to start. Without, you either have Unformed or one of these 3. One of your level 8 monsters. If it's Unformed, you get rid of 1 card in your hand. Then you use one other card in your hand just to be able to summon 1 from your deck, which would be Phil here. Then you use Phil's effect, and then you're attempting to mimic the copy in level 4 monster in your graveyard. Now, if it's level 4, you use its effect to summon something from your deck. And unless you have another monster to get rid of in your hand, you have to get rid of itself. Meaning, now, you're down to one of these. You're probably going to go with Ophiel. And then, Ophiel is going to get you 1 more card. And then, you use Ophiel because you probably would grab Haggis or Ouch, depending on what you need. Then you use Ophiel to summon whatever one you want. And then you use it, let's say it was Haggis. That means you get a new card. At this point, we're still down by 1 card. We have 1 monster on field and 4 cards in hand. So you see the problem? We didn't really do much. We're down on card advantage. We're neutral on card advantage right now. But we haven't really done much. We have 3 cards we don't know of in our hand, and one of them is a spell trap card, which is not the best right now. It's either Portal, Promotion, or Emerge. If you don't get it right now, what the problem is you don't really have anything good to do. If you can actually start, it's fine. You can actually start getting your resource loops in advantage. But starting it is difficult. Keeping it in order is difficult. And you're going to be down on so many resources just to start it. And that's not talking about if you actually had to use one of the level 8 monsters. Because you have to discard itself. I mean, you're down on 1 card. Then you have to use another monster in your hand just to be able to ritual summon a monster in your hand. Meaning you have 2 cards left in your hand. And if one of those wasn't any of these, then you don't get any other resources. And if it was Phil, then you summon it out to your field. It mimics a level 8 monster. Then you can summon out another level 8. So in total, you don't really do much. Well, your resources are fine. As long as you can start, which is difficult. And when you start, you're going to be down on so many resources. And the resources you get don't really do much. Sure, you can grab a promotion or emerge, but it won't do much for you. Well, anyway, now that I've rambled on enough about this archetype, make sure you tap back the subscribe button and leave your thoughts about the archetype in the comments. And you're only missing one piece of Exodia. If you come on, draw. Ah, man, that's not it. That's Ophiel. So close. I don't know why I said that. I always do. It's not even close.